So the HMD can easily generate what we call simulator sickness, and this can potentially pose a risk to both subjects and our equipment. So anyone using an HMD or an AR display has the potential to feel dizzy and in some cases could even faint. And this can happen with little or no warning. So those operating the HMD, like the experimenter, need to constantly monitor anyone that's actually wearing the device. So you always want to be monitoring your participant, looking for signs such as they start to sweat, or if they start to sway. You want to be able to monitor that. And then you'll also be checking in through them throughout the experiment to ask them how they're feeling. So due to COVID, we're going to restrain from standing near our participants. Normally we might hover around them to catch them if they were to start feeling unsteady. But because of COVID, we want to maintain our distance. And so to accommodate that, we're going to keep a stable chair nearby where the participant is conducting the experiment. And you can even have it right behind where they're standing if your experiment does not require them to move. For this chair, you want to make sure that the chair does not have wheels, so that it is a stable chair and will not move. The instructions to the participant are going to be for them to, if they ever feel unwell, they should take off the headset and then take a seat either in the chair or on the ground. We need to keep track of and document what we call adverse events. And an adverse event is any time a participant stops using the headset or the experiment entirely due to something that's not the fault of the experiment. So like something that's not a technical difficulty. So an example of an adverse event is if the participant requests to stop for the experiment for a moment because they feel a little bit dizzy. So let's demonstrate an adverse event and how to respond to it. Okay, so here I have a participant. So I'm going to tell them every few minutes throughout the experiment, I'm going to just check in and ask how you're feeling. So just let me know if you're ever feeling unwell, okay? So we run through a couple trials, and I'd ask, how are you feeling? Fine. Okay, cool. Let's keep going with a few more trials. And so then we're going to continue with the trials. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling kind of dizzy.
Oh, okay, cool. So go ahead. You can take off the headset. There you go. And we're going to have, you can go ahead and take a seat. There's a chair right behind you, or you can take a seat on the floor. Great. And you want to have them sit for several minutes. And you can also, we have little water available. So I can offer them water if they're feeling thirsty. Just hang out here for a few minutes. And once you start feeling well enough, let me know. And I'll just have you walk around a little bit to make sure that you're steady, okay?
Okay.
So you just want to let them sit there, take their time. If they need to stop the experiment entirely, that's totally okay. They do not have to continue the experiment if they don't feel well or they don't want to. And then once the participant leaves, you want to make sure to document this event. And so in every lab space, we have a withdrawals or adverse events binder. And so within this binder, it lays out this procedure in more detail. So it'll go through exactly what you should do for an adverse event, as well as our VR safety protocol. But in general, you want to make sure that you log the event by writing down the study name, the experimenter, the participant name, whether they end up withdrawing from the experiment, the date, the reason, and any other notes that you might have. And then you want to make sure that you contact Sarah and Janine, and their contact information is provided within the binder to just give them a heads up that an adverse event did occur.